Alright guys, welcome back to chapter 12. We're going to dive into lesson 2, part 2, pages 479 to 483, Rome Falls. Both Diocletian and Constantine failed to save the Roman Empire. When Constantine died in AD 337, fighting broke out again. A new emperor called Theodosius finally gained control and ended the fighting. Ruling the empire proved to be difficult. Theodosius decided to divide the empire after his death. In AD 395, the Roman Empire split into two separate empires. One was the Western Roman Empire with its capital at Rome. The other was the Eastern Roman Empire with its capital at Constantinople. Rome is invaded. As Rome declined, it was no longer able to hold back the Germanic tribes on its borders. Many different Germanic groups existed: the Ostrogoths, Visigoths, Franks, Vandals, Angles, and Saxons. They came from the forests and marshes of northern Europe. These Germanic groups were in search of warmer climates and better grazing land for their cattle. They also were drawn by Rome's wealth and culture. In addition, many were fleeing the Huns, fierce warriors from Mongolia and Asia. In the late AD 300s, the Huns entered Eastern Europe and defeated the Ostrogoths. The Visigoths, fearing for their own welfare, asked the Eastern Roman Emperor for protection. He let them settle just inside the emperor's borders. In return, they promised to be loyal to Rome. Before long, trouble broke out between the Visigoths and Romans. The empire forced the Visigoths to buy food at very high prices. The Romans also kidnapped and enslaved many Visigoths. Finally, the Visigoths rebelled against the Romans. In AD 378, they defeated Roman legions at the Battle of Adrianople. After that defeat, Rome was forced to surrender land to the Visigoths inside Roman territory. The Germanic tribes now knew that Rome was not capable of defending itself. More and more Germanic warriors crossed the borders in search of land. In the winter of AD 406, the Rhine River in Western Europe froze. Germanic groups crossed the frozen river and entered Gaul, which is today France. The Romans were too weak to force them back across the border. In AD 410, the Visigoth leader Alaric and his soldiers captured Rome. They burned records and looted the treasury. Rome's capture shocked the empire's people. It was the first time Rome had been conquered in 800 years. Another Germanic group, known as the Vandals, overran Spain and northern Africa. They enslaved some Roman landowners and drove away others. Then the Vandals sailed to Italy. In AD 455, they entered Rome. They spent 12 days stripping buildings of everything valuable and burning them. From these attacks came the English word vandalism, which means the willful destruction of property. Rome falls. By the mid-AD 400s, several Germanic leaders held high posts in Rome's government and army. In AD 476, a Germanic general named Odoacer took control, overthrowing the Western emperor, a 14-year-old boy named Romulus Augustulus. After Romulus Augustulus, no emperor ever again ruled from Rome. Historians often use this event to mark the end of the Western Roman Empire. Odoacer controlled Rome for almost 15 years. Then a group of Visigoths seized the city and killed Odoacer. They set up a kingdom in Italy under their leader, Theodoric. Elsewhere in Europe, the Germanic kingdom arose. For example, the Roman province of Gaul, a Germanic people called the Franks, took power in AD 486. About 10 years later, Clovis, the Frankish king, converted to Christianity and became a Catholic. Before long, nearly all the Franks became Catholic, helping to spread Christianity in Europe. By AD 550, the Western Roman Empire had faded away. Many Romans believe the practices remained in use. However, for example, emperors' new Germanic rules adopted the Latin language, Roman laws, and Christianity. Despite the Western Empire's fall to Germanic invaders, the Eastern Roman Empire prospered. It became known as the Byzantine Empire and lasted for nearly 1,000 more years. The legacy of Rome. A legacy is something that someone leaves to future generations of people. The Romans left a large legacy. Our world would be very different if the Romans had never existed. Many words in the English language and many of our ideas about government come from the Romans. The same is true for our code of laws and knowledge about buildings. Roman rule also allowed Christian religion to spread. Rome's ideas and government today. Roman ideas about law, as first written in the 12 tables, are with us today. We, like the Romans, believe that all people are equal under the law. We expect our judges to decide cases fairly, and we consider a person innocent until proven guilty. Roman ideas about government and citizenship are also important in many countries today. For example, like the early Romans, Americans believe that a republic made of equal citizens is the best form of government. We also believe that a republic works best if citizens do their duty, participate in government, and work to make their society better. Roman influence on culture. Today we use the Latin alphabet, expanded from 22 to 26 letters. Latin shaped the languages of Italy, France, Portugal, and Romania. Many English words also come from Latin. Scientists, doctors, and lawyers still use Latin phrases. Every known species of plant and animal has a Latin name. Today, we also still read the works of Romans such as Virgil, Horace, Livy, Cicero, Suetonius, and Tacitus. Ancient Rome was also left a lasting mark on architecture. We still use concrete for construction, and Rome architectural styles are still seen in the public buildings today. When you visit Washington, D.C., or the capital city, most states, you will see capitals with domes and arches inspired by Roman architecture. Christianity. As you probably know, Christianity is one of the major religions in the world today. Christianity began in the Roman Empire. When Rome's government adopted Christianity in the AD 300s, it helped the new religion to grow and spread. All right, guys, so that was the rest of lesson 2. So you can go ahead and finish your worksheet for lesson 2, and we will go over it tomorrow in class. Have a wonderful day.